Hey there, my name is Fernando Fuertes. I will be your English teacher this class. For this lesson, we will work with the real conditionals. And something that you need to know about these conditionals is that sometimes the students find them difficult, a little bit harder, but it is not that difficult to understand. You can use your Spanish so you can make it a little bit understandable. Um, if you use your ideas, your structures in Spanish, you know, it could work. You need to know that in English, as in Spanish, we use conditionals. That's something good for us. You need to understand that there are different types of comparisons, different types, sorry, of conditionals. And these conditionals are divided mainly into groups. Real ones and unreal. The real ones are the zero and the first conditional. In Spanish, they work in the same way. We have four main conditionals. I'm going to give you examples in Spanish so you have it clear right now. In Spanish, you say cero condicional sería, que es este, si llueve, me mojo. Es real. Si llueve, no tengo con qué taparme, no tengo con qué cubrirme el agua, me mojo como resultado. Segundo caso, que es el primer condicional. Si llueve, me mojaré. Es este condicional. Habla de una consecuencia en el futuro a partir de una condición en el presente. Si llueve, esa es su condición, y su resultado en el futuro es me mojaré. Futuro, right? So this is zero and first. El tercer caso, que se llama segundo condicional, es si lloviera, me mojaría. Es una situación hipotética con una condición igualmente hipotética, imaginaria. Y el tercer caso, que es un condicional imposible, es si hubiera llovido, me habría mojado. Cuestión que la gran mayoría de mexicanos utilizamos mal y decimos si hubiera llovido, me hubiera mojado. No es si hubiera, es si hubiera llovido, yo me habría mojado, right? But anyways, right now, I'm going to teach you only the real conditionals. The zero and the first conditional, okay? Right now, we are going to work only with the first two. Los primeros dos, que es el cero condicional, this one, and the first conditional, that is this one. They are well known as the real conditionals. They are real because they are likely to happen, and actually the first one, it's going to happen 100% of the times. Okay, so let's just start with the topic. Okay, the zero conditional, it's a conditional, and all conditionals are compound by two things, two parts. Then there is the condition clause, the if clause, okay? Then we have a comma, and then we have the second part, that is another clause, okay? This could be the dependent or independent clause, okay? The same here. We have two clauses, two short ideas that have completely a condition, like cause and effect, okay, like action and reaction. They are sentences compounded by two short, let's say, short clauses, short ideas, right? So it boils or the water boils. This could be a complete idea, but this, it is not complete. Imagine, I can say, oh, the water boils. So you understand the idea, okay, turn the stove off, right? But if you say, if I heat water, the other person will be like, what? Okay? And that's the idea. You have to identify that we have two clauses, two parts This full sentence is compounded by two clauses, okay? And together they make sense. If they are isolated, they might have meaning, but one of them will not have a complete meaning. It will be incomplete, right? So, well, that's extra information. If you asked, or if your teacher asks, what is a conditional? So you will say, a conditional is a complete idea compounded by two clauses. The if clause and the result. This is the condition, this is the result, right? So anyways, the zero conditional, it's the only conditional where you can substitute the if for when. So let's see, heat, calentar, boil, hervir, you know, the boiler. So in Spanish we say the boiler, and we don't know that it's English. Boil es hervir, boiler es el hervidor. That's the idea. Sometimes we use English and we don't even know it. So, if I heat water, what is the consequence? What is going to happen, or what will happen? Like 100% of the times. You heat the water increases the temperature and the water boils. That's a consequence. What happens if you put your hand on fire? Obviously your hand will burn, right? That is the idea. Cause and effect. If I study, I learn. If I learn, I pass. If I pass, I'm happy. So those are conditionals. And the zero conditional, it is compounded by two clauses in simple present. Look at this. I heat water, simple present. It boils, simple present, right? And you can actually switch the clause. You can say the water boils if you heat it, for example. It's like in Spanish we say, si calientas agua, hierve, o el agua hierve si la calientas. Same idea. You're just switching the places, right? And that's something that you only have to take into account, like both need to be in simple present. Example, if I am happy, simple present, you are happy, or vice versa. If you are happy, I am happy too. Present and present. Then we have the first conditional. The first conditional in the future, right? The first conditional is going to use always if. There's no switch, like if or when, but you're substituting if. In this case, you will always use if. If I heat water, then the future consequence, it will boil, or the water will boil. It is no longer simple present. This is simple present. Now this is future. In Spanish is, si yo caliento agua, hierve. Estoy 100% seguro que si la caliento, esta hierve. Como consecuencia lógica y física. ¿Okay? Si yo pongo mi mano en el fuego, me quemo. O se quema mi mano. Right? Es una consecuencia real. 100%. Y utilizo presente. If you don't drink water, what happens? Si no bebes agua, como consecuencia lógica, you die. That's it. Cause and effect, right? Present and present. Then what happens with the simple present and the future? Then it turns into first conditional. El primer condicional es presente con futuro. Aún es real, pero no tan cercano como este. Este sería, si no bebo agua, moriré. Right? It's a little bit apart from the factual consequence. If I shoot you, you die. It's a consequence that will happen 100% of the times. If I shoot you 50 times, it's a real consequence, a real result that you die. Okay? If I shoot you, the future consequence is that you will die. Right? So maybe it's a little confusing because they are very similar. There's not a big difference. The slight difference is that when you use will, it is not 100%. Maybe it's 99% of probability for something to happen, but it is not a fact. Okay? When you use will, you have a big and important probability, but it is not 100% probable. That's why. So, for example, you say, if I study and if I understand, then the consequence is that you pass the exam. If you understand the class, you pass the exam. If you don't understand the class, you don't pass the exam. Right? And here, if you understand the class, it's very likely, it's very probable that you will pass. Okay? So the difference is just a very small difference. Okay? It's a slight probability. Actually, this is a probability. The difference is the probability. This is 100% and this is 90% of probability. Right? It's like in Spanish. I'm going to give you an extra example in Spanish. If you say, si trabajo me pagan, that is zero conditional. Si trabajo, me pagan. Presente con presente. Este condicional sería, si trabajo, su condicional en el futuro sería, me pagarán. Right? So that is the idea. You have just to pay attention into the detail according the tenses. Simple present, simple present, simple present, simple future. Right? So let's gonna have an extra example. Okay? So one more. I would say if I get wet because it's raining right now. I don't know if you're listening. If I get wet, right? Si me mojo, what's the result? Well, you say I get sick, for example. Get wet, mojarse. Get sick, enfermarse. If I get wet, I get sick. Si me mojo, me enfermo. What is this? This is zero conditional. Why? How do I know? Because this is present and this is present too. Present and present is zero conditional. And remember, you can switch this for when. When I get wet, I get sick. Like cause and effect. Algo que pasa como una rutina, algo que sabes que va a pasar. Cuando me mojo, me enfermo. This is very common in Spanish. You always use it. Okay? So, if I get wet, I get sick, or when I get wet, I get sick. Same idea. There is no change of the meaning. It's just like, interchangeable if for when. And that's it. So this is zero conditional. Present, present. What happens if I want to express like a future probability, but in a conditional with the same idea? If I get wet, si yo me mojo, the future consequence will be that I will get sick. Si yo me mojo, yo, futuro, me enfermaré. This is first conditional. Simple present, the same thing here, el mismo que aquí el cero condicional, pero aquí ya no es el mismo porque esto fue presente y ahora este es simple future, right? So that's pretty much it. And you can also use them, obviously, you can also use them in negatives. You can also use them in interrogatives. I'm going to give one extra example in negative form and an interrogative form. So the negative will say like, if you don't come, if you don't come, I don't go. I don't go either. Okay? Si tú no vienes, yo no voy tampoco. Right? Does it sound familiar? Also, you can say in first conditional, suena más común, if you don't come, if you don't come, I won't, this is future, negative, I won't go either. Okay? Or either. Depends your pronunciation. American versus British. But well, this is more common. Si tú no vienes, perdón, yo no iré tampoco. Okay? So it's very common. So in this case, I'm using simple present, but this is simple present, and now in here it is simple future. The only difference this time is that they are negative, okay? And you can mix them up, okay? And you can remember, you can switch. You can say, I won't go if you don't come. Yo no iré si tú no vienes. Or, I don't go if you don't come. No voy si tú no vienes. Right? So you can switch them. The only difference that will occur in this case is that when you switch the place, you don't need the comma. If you start with the result and the condition comes after, you don't need the comma. But if you start with the if clause first, obviously, then you need a comma, okay? That is the only difference when you switch the place of the clause. No comma if you start with the result, and comma when you start with the result, right? So that's pretty much what you need to know. I'm sorry, I was forgetting the question. How can I use questions in real conditionals? Like, I don't know, will you go to my party, okay, if I invite you? This is the question, right? I'm sorry, one extra E, invite you. Will you go to my party if I invite you? ¿Irás a mi fiesta si te invito? So this is a question and it's a condition, right? Or in present, I don't know. Do you quit if I show you that you are wrong? It's a condition. This is the question. Do you quit if I show you that you are wrong? Quit, renunciar. Renuncias si yo te muestro que estás mal, que estás equivocado. Right? So this is how you can use also in conditionals, you can use questions, and they are very common, they are very frequent. Okay, so that's pretty much the class. I hope you understand. You will have extra exercises, right? For you to practice, to put it into practice, and use these tenses. Remember, if you have questions, if you have mistakes, you have your tutor and you have your teacher to support you in or during your course. I will give you some extra videos for you to practice, for you to have a general revision, a general review for the simple present and the simple future. Okay?